Hello everyone, we are back to our little tutorial here in Command & Conquer Renegade to how to map, as in making a map, making it function properly in multiplayer. And right now we're in the segment of where we're going to be adding buildings, as in you know, the multiplayer buildings, as in the refinery, the power plant, the barracks, sound nod, all that crap. So, you know, let's get started. Okay. So, pretty much, to get started, you're going to need to download the Renegade multiplayer buildings right here. It's, for Gmax though, but, so you're gonna need a Gmax for that. Unless, 3ds Max has some sort of Gmax importer, but, yeah. You're going to need to download that. I'll put a link in the description. And once you do that, extract it, and you'll go ahead and merge. You're going to have to click merge, not import, because it doesn't support Gmax as an import. So you're going to have to click merge, go to wherever you downloaded it, we'll put it. So C users Derek, that's my first name. Downloads Renegade map build MP buildings. Okay, buildings. I'll go ahead and start with the nod, I guess. So here's all the buildings. I guess it's all these, all 5 of the buildings by default. But there's also a few extra buildings exclusive to several maps, like in Glacier Flying. There's a repair pad that you go on and repairs your vehicle and all that. But I won't be going into that. It's just this 5 normal buildings. Though you don't have to include buildings on your map for it to work, but you can take away any of these and your map would work fine without them. As in, if you don't put a power plant on your map, your buildings will still have power. If you don't put a base defense in your map, it'll perform fine, because several maps do not support any base defenses. So, though without having a refinery, you won't be able to have any income. So I suggest you make sure you have a refinery, and as well as an airstrip for there to be a harvester for that. Also for a hand of nod as well. At least have these 3 buildings, at least. Though, of course, there'll be a weapons factory for GDI and barracks for GDI. So, let's go ahead and get started. I'll go ahead and start with the power plant. I'm going to make an entire full base. So, just import every single one of them. Click all. Okay. And we have imported it to the scene. Just, I'm a little trouble here. Now, where is it? Don't even see it. Ah, here we are. It's way out there. You know what? I see. 100 by 100 is a little too small, so go ahead and expand the size of that map a little bit. Go into plane, and then we can modify the length. Let's make it like 500 by 5. Well, maybe it's a bit too big. Let's make it 400 by 400. Yeah. There. So go ahead and select that power plant. You can place it anywhere on the map, but so it doesn't matter where you put it, really. Just make sure it's close enough to the ground that looks like it's on the ground, but if you put it on the ground, the floor inside the building is going to merge with the grass below. Though there is a way to take away the ground that's right below it, but I'm not going to go into that right now, because I've done that with several maps in the past. So, select this. Pain. It's a pain. There you go. Alright. So, let's place it somewhere. What's this? Oh. It's the ground. Actually, that's really convenient. But let's not worry about that right now. You can do whatever you want with that, I guess. But go ahead and position this the way you want it. Sorry it's taking so long. It's got so many complicated things to do. You can move it anywhere. You can rotate it. Just be sure it's only on the Z-axis, not the Y or X, because it's going to be all spazzed out and everything. As well as the fact that all these buildings, I believe, do support all the configurations the building needs, except for the actual controller, which you have to add in level edit. It has spawners in the buildings. It had the master control terminals set up and everything. Just everything's set up for it. So that's good. Not power plant set. Click merge again. Click another building. Type in refinery. This time we just click that, not refinery, because I'm not worried about that other floor. There we go. You know what, I'm gonna make sure this is close enough to the ground. Make sure it is. Oop. Yeah, I guess it's good enough. It's kind of hard to use Gmax because I use other 3D modeling programs and they're a lot more convenient and up-to-date than this. So it's kind of harder to use for me. So close enough to the ground that looks like it's still on the ground, not floating. Even though it is technically floating. It's gonna have to. So we got ourselves a refinery. Still want to set up a little bit here. Though of course you want to hold on. Make this 90. Alright. You'll be adding a type beam field later on in this tutorial. Probably in the next part while I add these buildings. You know what? Maybe not the next part. It's not going to take too long. That is if I know what I'm doing. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and stop recording. I'll start recording again once I set up all these buildings so I don't waste your guys' time. Okay, we are back. As you can see, I placed all my buildings out on the plane, and as well as moving some of the buildings back. I might decide to add like a wall between the bases because the base defenses are a little too close and might attack the other base. So I'll add that a little later now. But just so you know, the airstrip, they're all one piece. So when you configure this in level edit, it will all be one piece. So if you put the building control on this building or the strip, it'll all work just fine.